From one Rose to another, ESPN analyst Jalen Rose. I know, I'm a professional.
I know. It looks good seeing the Rose putting up those kind of numbers.
You know, the past two #1 draft picks in the NBA draft meeting tonight. But let's talk about Derrick Rose. I mean, as I mentioned, a little over 19 points a game. The assists are up. What has impressed you about his game so far?
First and foremost is his poise and maturity. Anytime you're the #1 pick, it comes an expectation for success, as Greg Oden found out early in the season when he got injured, how everybody was all over him. Here's a young guy that does it on both ends. He has speed, explosiveness. That's a 6'2" point guard dunking on the fast break. You normally don't see that. And this is called breaking someone's ankles, as Mike Bibby learns firsthand, and the ability to finish. There are a lot of guys on the playground at the YMCA at the park that can get to the basket, but the difference in being Derrick Rose is he actually can finish the play. And here you see the vision. A cross-court pass to Ben Gordon. This is a tough play in transition, a momentum-type play as you look at the score, getting this shooter the ball in rhythm, the ability to knock down the shot. And here again, Delonte West, you're going to challenge my three-point ability. Since I'm getting to the basket, knocks down the three. And this is unfair to Jonas Ilgauskas. Caught out on the island against the young Rose, knocking down the shot. And LeBron thinks about it, and Barbosa thinks about it, but next time he'll think twice because that's a point guard going up over the top.
He's a big guy.
Absolutely. He's getting it done, too.
Against the Lakers, just 2 turnovers. That's very impressive. Well, from last year's #1, or from this year's to last year's, we go to Greg Oden. A 20-10 game against Golden State. Is this what everyone expected to see from the big man? And
first and foremost, this is what the young man expects of himself. A lot of people was all over him from being draft night to being Bill Russell to now potentially a lot of people calling him a bust. He's going to protect the paint as you see him blocking shots. You can't teach his size and his strength and his humility. This is a young guy that understands he has a lot to work on, but at the end of the day, that size is going to overcome all ills. Finishing the basketball around the basket, going up with 2 hands strong. Ultimately, he's going to be one of the best big men in our game, but it takes time, a little more patience of a big man, and it showed last night when he has games like he did.
Let's shift the focus for a little bit to college basketball. And want to get, you stand by. I want to get your thoughts on this. But this was our call of the day. It happened last night in Tucson, Arizona.
did you have good timing?
Why shooting? Can't hit it. Rebounded by Delaney. 1 second left. And he's fouled. He got fouled. An intentional foul. An intentional foul called on Horn. And UAB's going to have 2 free throws and then the ball with 0.8 of a second left.
Well, that got us thinking about some other unfortunate mental errors in college basketball. Who could forget this? Fred Brown mistakenly throwing the ball to James Worthy in the 1982 title game. 2003 Big 12 tournament, Colorado down by 2 in the final 5 seconds. Kansas State's Purvis Pasco intercepted an inbounds pass, but started celebrating, called for the travel. Colorado's James Wright then banked in a 3 at the buzzer for the win. It's known as the Purvis Pasco fiasco. Then, the 93 national title game, Jalen Rose was on the floor. Chris Webber, the timeout his team did not have. Carolina ultimately hitting free throws and ultimately winning the national title 77-71. Jalen, what do you tell a player that we just saw last night in Tucson, Arizona for the Wildcats? What do you tell him as a teammate? What are you telling him?
Trust me, it's just heartbreaking when you're a young college kid. You're trained to compete as hard as you can, try to think the game through, and ultimately compete to win the game. In this situation, you see Chris Webber. I would have loved to got the outlet pass, but no. George Lynch and Phelps are double teaming Chris because they think we have a timeout also.
Right.
Trust me, just like Donovan McNabb said, a lot of guys don't always know the rule. Those gentlemen were following Chris to the corner. I was open for a 15-footer if he'd have found a way to pivot. Well, ultimately, all of those plays that you showed, besides Purvis, I can't defend the young fella that was celebrating prematurely. But everyone else was trying to do what they can to compete and win the game. But ultimately, pressure bust pipes or it makes diamonds.
Well, that play happened in the first game of the season. Chris Webber's mistake happened in the final game of the season. Jalen Rose, we appreciate the insight.
Thank you very much.